What's up guys, this is a YouTube handyman. In today's episode, I'm doing something that has never been done in the handyman world. And that is, I'm trimming some hoofs. Yes, I'm the YouTube handyman. I can do everything. So, guess what? Today, I'm trimming his hoofs simply because I haven't been able to find anybody to do it for me. Yes, people don't want to work, people don't want to use their hands to make money, and even though this is about horses, the same concept applies in the construction industry. Let me explain. All right guys, so this is my horse right here. His name is Cake, and Cake is in some serious need of hoof trimming. Not because I neglect my horse, but because I haven't been able to find reliable help. Yes, any industry out there in the market that utilizes their hands to make a living, it's just gonna be extremely difficult to find people reliable, people that are willing to work. So while I'm trimming my horse's hoofs, I'm gonna be telling you my story, which relates to construction business as well. The same mentality will help you break through the fear barrier that keeps most people behind. So am I a farrier? Haven't done this before. The answer is not until recently. And I'm not doing this because I'm trying to save money, because I'm cheap, or because I don't have the money to pay for this. I would rather not do this, but the reason I'm doing it is because out of need. It's the same reason why it got me started in the handyman business. I didn't really start it because I wanted it to be a handyman. I started it because I had a leak in my kitchen and I couldn't find people to work, people to show up, people willing to get paid to use their hands to make a living. So the same principle applies in this case right here. So I'm the YouTube handyman for those of you new to the channel. And as a YouTube handyman, I can do everything. Yes, this YouTube handyman will teach himself how to do anything in this world just by watching YouTube videos and using common sense, which is not common anymore. As you can see, I got my Farrier tools right here. I got this stand on Amazon. I got my rasp right here. I got my hoof knives right here. I got everything I need to get the job done. Now let me go ahead and get started with my story. How I actually started to do this just recently in the past few weeks. I had a farrier guy who used to take care of my horses. He will come to my house every 6 to 8 weeks and actually get my horses done. And then he actually worked out for a few years. But then the last few times that he came over, he started acting funny. He'll laugh, like for whatever reason, he will not walk straight. I think he was got high. And then I didn't mind that, everybody, has their own issues. And I don't know what it is, but this type of industry that requires you to use your hands to make a living, it just doesn't really attract the most desirable people out there. So anyways, he was high, whatever, you don't need to pass a drug test to be a good farrier. He did a good job for a couple of years, but then, he started showing up drunk. And that's okay, as long as he gets the job done, he's not hurting anybody, that's his own business. But then one day he actually called me, and then he asked if he could borrow my horse trailer. And I found it weird because, for one, the guy was showing up high, then he started showing up drunk, and then he wanted to borrow my horse trailer. And there was no way in hell I was gonna, loan him my horse trailer. And the way he asked was as if, I known him for a long time and we were friends. So I told him, no, dude, I don't even know you. Just because you trim my horse's hoofs doesn't mean I'm gonna go ahead and let you, take my horse trailer. I don't know what it was, but I think he took it personal. So I never heard from him after that. Even though he had been coming to my house for several years and took care of my horses, I guess he just didn't like that. Anyways, so the hunt for a new farrier started. So I made a few calls. I went on Facebook. I went on Facebook, and then I tried finding people. Those people will actually, most of them will not reply back. So that was a fight right there. And then the ones that replied back and booked appointments, they wouldn't actually show up to their appointments. And that happened with several people. So it got to a point where I just gave up. And then I actually went on Google. Instead of looking on Facebook and Craigslist, I went on Google looking for somebody who had a website. Somebody who took the time to turn their farrier business into an actual business and actually gotten reviews. So I found one of the highest rated farriers in my area and booked an appointment. I called him a week ahead of time. He had plenty of time to get ready for it. And so booked an appointment. And well, Friday comes. He didn't give me a time. So, you know, farriers usually, they show up when they can. Usually they don't make a time because they usually take care of several horses. But anyways, so it's, 9 in the morning, no call, no text, no big deal. That's okay, he's busy. Noon comes around, no call, no text. That's okay, no big deal. Then 1 o'clock in the afternoon comes. And then I started getting worried, This guy, if he was running late, he could have at least texted me to let me know that he was not showing up. So I sent him a text, right? And then after a few minutes, I get a reply back. And then he's like, I had an emergency, I'm not gonna be able to make it. And the funny thing is, that excuse is gonna be one of the most popular excuses in this industry. Any industry that requires you to use your hands to make a living. Plumbing, electricians, handymen, anybody, construction. If they don't wanna work, they're gonna tell you they had an emergency and they're not gonna show up. So that's what happened with this guy. Obviously he had an emergency. So I'm used to, people like that. So I didn't even bother to reply back to him. And I wasn't wasting any more time because I was used to his type, which is what keeps me in business. A lot of people ask, how do you get customers? And to be honest, all I gotta do is just show up and reply back to people. But anyways, so a few minutes go by and I was done with that guy. But anyway, he decides to send me another text and he's like, hey, can we rebook the appointment? And I was already pissed off, I didn't want to waste any more time with this guy. But I was like, you know what? I'll give him another chance. But I was a little, I was a little hesitant. So I texted back and I told him, if you're going to show up. So immediately I get another reply. And then he's like, I'll be there tomorrow, 8 o'clock. He didn't ask me if I was available. He didn't ask me anything. He just said he was going to be here. And I'm okay with that. So I'm like, okay. I could feel the anger. I could feel the frustration through the text message when he sent that message. I guess he took it personal that I said, if he was going to show up. Which, he stood me up. So what was he expecting? So fast forward to the next day. 8 o'clock in the morning comes. He actually shows up on time, which I was impressed. And, he greets me and he gets the job done, right? He starts working on the horses. He apologizes for not showing up. And I'm like, good to go, We may all make mistakes. I never used that excuse in my life before. But you know what? It's okay. We make mistakes. So I was going to give him a second chance. So he starts working on this horse right here, Cake. And, he's been at my house probably 45 minutes already. But Cake, he was being Cake. Cake does this over here. He's very complicated. Especially if he hasn't been touched for a while, because he used to be a wild horse. Yeah, you used to be a wild horse, right? You see his ears right here, pinned back. He's telling me he's the boss. He's telling me I don't want my hoofs trimmed. I'm the boss right here. I do whatever I want when I want. Well, today you're doing what I want. But anyways, I've noticed a farrier guy struggling with Cake. And I told him he had already been at my house for 45 minutes. Oh, Cake is leaning on me. But anyways, he had already been at my house for 45 minutes. So I didn't want him to like quit on me, you know, because I really didn't want to do this, guys. This is not easy work. This is one of the hardest work you will ever actually have to do yourself out there. Very physical. Your back will kill you afterwards if you're not used to this type of work. But anyways, so he's struggling with cake. Cake is being cake. So I'm being nice and I tell the guy, hey dude, yeah, my horse is not, you know, collaborating. So check this out. Why don't you go ahead and just come back just to finishing off just that one hoof, which is this one right here that I'm doing right now. It's overgrown. As you can see, it hasn't been trimming a while. And then I tell him, hey, just come back, get it done, and I will pay you full price just for this one hoof, because it's not your fault. You can't do it, you know, it's my horse's fault. And he's like, you know what, dude, don't worry about it. I'll come back, you know, and then get it done free of charge, he says, right? And I'm like, no, you know, time is money, gas is not cheap, so I'm gonna pay you. I wanted the guy to feel comfortable, right? So we booked another appointment for the following Monday, and while we're talking, right, he tells me that, you know, he does this as a side hustle. And then the way he phrased it was as if just because this is his side hustle, he doesn't take this job seriously. Like we were talking about, you know, him being busy and his emergency. So he tells me that, you know, this is a side hustle, and then that's why I took it as that's the reason why he wasn't, you know, doing a good job. No. Get. Shelly, get out of there. You know, with horses, they're not like predators like dogs. So the way you teach them is you just gotta make them uncomfortable. So the way Cake learns is he needs to exercise a little bit, you know, make him sweat. And then once it's you know, he doesn't want to exercise anymore, then he'll listen. And you can tell by his ears, when the ears are pointing towards you, you know your whole horse is paying attention to you, and he'll listen to whatever you tell him to do. So his Cake is right now is like undecided yet, so he needs a few more laps. All right, let's try again. Anyways, so he's like, yeah, I'll stop by after work. And then, like I said, he was talking about being his size hustle, and then that's why I guess he's not, he didn't show up or whatever. But anyways, so Monday comes, and he's supposed to be here around 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Well, guess what happens? No text, no call, no show. I was done with that guy. So after that episode, and trying to go through many other farriers, before him I had another lady. Come on, buddy. Go. No. This is so hard. For those of you guys who do this for a living, I do not understand. This is one of the hardest things that I actually done. And I'm a freaking handyman. I'm the YouTube handyman. I do everything. But anyways, while I'm trying to do this, let's talk about that lady. So I had a lady before him. She only made it one time. I didn't have any appointment issues with that lady, but she came over. She did my horses, and the next time that I called her to come back, she was like, "Can't do it. Somebody in my family died." Now you guys will think, "Oh, poor lady, you know, blah blah blah." But you know what? If you ever hear that excuse in an industry that people use their hands to make a living, I can tell you that's the oldest freaking lie. Especially from somebody, especially, that's a freaking lie you are going to hear when people don't want to work. So I've heard that excuse from, I don't know, countless people over the years. So I don't know what it is. Maybe there's an illness that plagues this type of industry where people use their hands to make a living. And if you're ever, gonna get into the handyman business, your family members are gonna be more susceptible to dying if you're in this industry. But anyways, so after that one, I got this guy, but Monday comes around, he doesn't show, and I was done. I didn't even text him, I didn't care. So I said to myself, you know what? I'm the freaking YouTube handyman. I can do everything. So I started watching videos how to trim hoofs, right? From other farriers. I learned the horse anatomy, and so I have an idea how far down to go. But I bought the tools. I spent maybe about $300 in tools. And here I am trimming my horse's freaking hooves. Which, do I want to do it? Not really. But I have to, because I just can't find anybody else to show up, So, and what's the moral of the story? Well, the moral of the story is, if you set your mind to whatever you want to do in life, as long as you're not a freaking quitter, you're gonna be able to do it, just like I did. I'm here trimming my horse's hooves. They look semi-decent, except for this one here that was overgrown from, the guy didn't do it. But, life is what you make it to be. So I went on YouTube, watched some videos, and instead of caving into the fear, what ifs, or what happens, and blah, 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 and I just freaking getting it done. Not only am I saving money, it's good exercise, and you take care of your horse and get to spend time with it, Come on. No. Come here. Uh-uh. Nah. This one. Come on. There you go. Come on. Come on, Cake, please. Please, buddy. Let me finish. Come on. Let me finish. Uh-uh. Jesus. Fuck. All right, that was good, buddy. Come on. Come here. Ow. That's why you wear steel toe, composite toe boots, guys. They have a 900-pound horse step on your toes. Come on. There you go, buddy. We're almost done. Almost done, buddy. Fuck. Come here, buddy. We're almost done. And then I'll feed you. I even go give you alfalfa. How about that? Come here. Come on, buddy. Come here. It's okay. Calm down. It's all right. Come here. There you go. This is ridiculous. Alright guys, I am done. I've been here for about an hour, and I think the problem that I'm having is it's been so long since it got trimmed, several months, I would say maybe 3-4 months, that he's probably sore, and that's the reason why he won't let me well, keep going. So, and I've learned this from the past few farriers, because I've noticed after he got his hoofs done that he'll limp. He'll limp every time that he walked. You know, he never did that with the drunk meth head farrier. He never limped. But with the new ones that I got after him, you know, I guess they were taking off too much, and yeah, so I learned that online. When you take off too much of the sole, which is the bottom, they tend to be a little sore. So I think I'm gonna stop for right now, give him a few days, and then I'll probably get back to it, and then, you know, do the front hoofs again. So, but that's one of the benefits of you know, doing this yourself. You can actually save money, and you can do it as many times as you want. You know, I'm learning here, I'm not an expert. So for those of you commenting right now, you know, flaming me for doing it wrong, you could have done this, you could have done that, shut up, seriously. I'll pay you money, you can come over here and do this for me, because I really don't want to do it. But let me give you a closer look what it looks like. So compared to what it looked like before, what I would have liked to do more, if he let me, is take off a little more over here, and the sides over here, and maybe a little off the bottom. So, but you know, he's not letting me right now. But you know, for what it used to look like, it looks great. And I even tried doing the Mustang roll, which is just putting a bevel at the edge of the toe, so that way it doesn't split. You know, the farriers never did that for me, and if they did, I had to ask them, and they just did a crappy job. But yeah, so this is what it looks like, guys, and I just making this video to just show you that you can do everything you want. It may not look perfect the first time. Now this is a living being right here, obviously you can hurt it, but this is just like a toenail, you know. So you gotta learn the anatomy. You gotta learn, you know, how far down you can go. Watch a few YouTube videos and just go slow. You don't have to go full force. So now let's go ahead and talk about the YouTube handyman. Is the YouTube handyman quitting construction? Is the YouTube handyman going to become a farrier now because it's more lucrative than construction? Well, heck no, guys. Let me give you the prices. The going price for hoof trimming, what I did here, and I'm talking about all 4 hoofs, is $50 per horse. That is nothing. And you know, that's the going price in my area. I never try to haggle anybody. I never offer how much. They tell me how much and I pay whatever they charge, because I know this is not easy work. But even that last guy that had a website and he was supposed to be a professional but ended up being just a side hustle, $50 per horse. And obviously I'm not experienced, so I mean, one freaking hoof took me an hour. I'm sure if I was more experienced and the horse was more willing, it'll be a lot faster. But yeah, there's no way, $50 a horse. So both my horses right here, $100. No way, guys. There's just no money in it. And that's probably the reason why you don't get good people in this industry, because nobody's willing to pay more money. So you only get all the rejects, all the drunks, all the meth heads that are not able to get a higher paying job. So I'm not trying to flame the professional ones out there, because I know this profession here is very skilled, and there are a lot of people out there that probably charge a lot more money, but those are very far in between. And I can tell you the only reason why they're doing it is because it runs in their family. So, but yeah, $50 a horse, there's no way. To be honest, I would rather pay freaking $100, $150 a horse than to have to freaking sitting here for an hour fighting my horse to do this. So I really don't like doing this, but I'm doing it out of need, and I'm showing you that you can do whatever you want. Just tell yourself, if that guy can do it, so can you. But as always, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like it, and I will see you next time.